discussion, wasn't a long conversation, right? But it was enough to let her know that history matters and that the things that she sees didn't just happen, that they're the result of certain policies. Because here's what's interesting about that area that we now like to call the ghetto. The reality is the ghetto was created, and public housing in particular was created not for poor black people. It was created for poor white people. And in fact, for the first several years of public housing, people of color couldn't even get into public housing projects. They were essentially segregated by race. Only poor white folks could even live there. And then what happened is the government created some new programs under the FHA program, the VA loan program, later on the GI Bill program, which allowed those same white folks who had been poor and struggling to leave public housing and to leave urban areas and to hustle it out to the suburbs where only we could live, or to the smaller towns where only we were going to be welcome. So what's interesting is that the hood became the hood because only people of color now were allowed to live there. White folks were literally being subsidized by the government to move to the suburbs. The white middle class, and make note of this, was built by government. Government programs that underwrote those loans because those families could not have afforded a loan otherwise. They were able to get one because the government underwrote the loan and guaranteed the loan in case of default, but only for people of color. Only for white folks. People of color, by and large, couldn't get in on any of that. So white folks were able to move, people of color were not. Certain neighborhoods deteriorated economically, other neighborhoods went up in value. At the very same time, the government was doing what they called urban renewal, which meant they came through black neighborhoods and Latino neighborhoods, and they built interstates right through the heart of the community, right? Knocking down black homes, black apartments, knocking down black-owned businesses all around the country. Between 1950 and 1970, about 1 in 5 apartments or houses lived in by black folks was knocked to the ground for economic development purposes, even though people of color couldn't benefit from almost any of that economic development. So that's how our communities come to look the way they look. But if we don't know that, and if I don't tell my daughter that, but maybe let's say I don't tell her because I don't know. What if I don't know the history? What if I don't do this work and therefore don't know the answer? What do you think my daughter is going to assume is the answer? What would you assume is the answer? You know what we would assume if we're not taught the history? We would default to the position of this culture, which says what? Wherever you end up, it's all about you. So if you're living in a poor neighborhood, it's just because you didn't work hard enough. And if you live in an affluent neighborhood, it's obviously because you're smarter, right? The default position of America is this notion of rugged individualism and meritocracy. And wherever you end up is all about your own genius, your own effort, your own morality, your own cultural ethics. That's what we believe, and we believe that even though there is no such thing as a rugged individual in the history of human beings.
In the words of Spike Lee, y'all better wake up. See, I said Spike Lee because I know majority of my followers, y'all don't understand what I'm talking about when I say wake up. You feel me? Y'all don't understand that Spike Lee moved back in them days, though. You feel me? I might look like I'm young, I'm actually up there. But man, hey look, I just gotta leave that right there. The man done said everything I've been wanting to say for the longest. This notion that black people want handouts, expect handouts and all that shit. Like, black people wanna be from the hood or from the ghetto, bro. Come on, man. I know y'all see me make videos every day. And half of the people that come past my video, they call me ignorant and all this stuff like that to the third because I do all my research. I do my studying on my history. And I'm called all kind of names. It is what it is. But history gonna speak for itself. And like this man said, if we don't understand the history of why these projects and these ghettos and all this stuff was built, you're going to look at every black person and say, this is what y'all is and this is where you from. Not even understanding that black people can look at you and be like, you started from there. All your people did. Your history started from a ghetto, probably. If it didn't, more power to you. Congratulations. These people made a place to where they made it for poor white people, told the poor white people to leave, and made sure the poor white people, y'all can't go back though. Like, y'all can't go back to the ghetto or to the hood. Now, granted, y'all don't nobody want to go back to that shit. But it's just, come on, man. Come on. History, bro. Just a little bit of reading. That's all it takes, just a little bit of reading. And you can understand so much shit in the world. Well, I'm glad he said it. I feel happy. Y'all go check my boy out, cause he went crazy. He said some shit. Go check him out, man. Go check him out. Y'all all might learn something.